automatic $2,000 monthly checks for the low income, what they're now saying. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. Alright, now in this video, I want to discuss some new information that was just released in regards to sending out automatic $2,000 monthly checks specifically focused on the low income. Also, this would produce exactly what they're looking for, and of course, it would also help out the low income in a huge way, so let's get into it and talk through all the details. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and because I am your one and only daily advocate, I'm here for you right by your side every single day, watching all this new information that's hitting the wire, breaking it all down into these short videos so you can stay updated with what's actually going on, and most importantly, how it's going to impact you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, your bank account, and of course anything out there right now you can possibly grab and or take advantage of as a low income or fixed income beneficiary. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet so you don't miss any videos going forward, and also remember, I'm here for you in any way that I can be. That's my dedication, that's my commitment, and as always, that is my promise to you and everybody right here in the community. Alright, thanks again. Let's get into it and talk about this new report that was just released talking about sending out ongoing monthly checks that would automatically be distributed for the low income. This is actually pretty interesting and a very good report, and I want to share it with you because, as we all know, the low income and fixed income beneficiaries need a lot more money right now. This is no surprise to everybody, and we all understand that these reports that come out like this are actually pretty encouraging, and I want to share that with you. Now, here's the thing, really quickly, I want to point this out. We all understand right here in the United States, as well as all these other countries all around the world, basically what they want to do is they want the people of these select countries to basically stimulate the economy, right? So basically the economy is the people within the country, right? So we, the American people right now in the United States, we are the ones who stimulate the economy. And we do that through buying goods and services. We spend our money with businesses. Businesses therefore need to buy more inventory. They need to hire people and a whole variety of different things. Therefore, we are pretty much the economy, right? So it's very important what it all comes down to as far as the American people, as well as virtually everybody in any select country all across the world, right? So with that understanding, I want to share with you this new report that just came out. Now, there's an acronym that I want to share with you really quickly because I'm going to refer to it a couple different times within this video, and this is exactly what they talked about in this report. It is MPC, which stands for Marginal Propensity to Consume. That's basically just a really smart way of saying, basically, if we give money to a certain group of people, who spends it and who saves it? That's basically what it means, even though it sounds really smart by saying MPC, marginal propensity to consume. I mean, seriously, that's just like a really educated way to say it. But here's the thing. I like stuff that's simple, right? So here's the thing. I'm going to say this much. Basically, if they gave $2,000 to a group of people, they basically break it down into who has a high MPC and who has a low MPC. Basically, what they want to do is give money to people that have a high MPC. In other words, a high marginal propensity to consume. In other words, if we give somebody $2,000, who's going to spend all of it or the vast majority of it, and who's going to save it? Here's the thing. They do not want to give money to people who have a low MPC because those people save money and they know, hey, we don't want people to save money. We want people to spend money, which is exactly why I gave that point just a minute ago, where I was talking about the people in any given country, as in like us right now in the United States, we basically are the economy because as we spend our hard-earned dollars with businesses, therefore they translate all that money back into the economy by, like I said, buying more goods and services, buying more inventory, hiring people, buying machinery and equipment and expanding, all kinds of things like that. So again, it all comes down to us, the consumer, when it comes to the economy, right? So here's what this report was showing. And again, this is very interesting, and a lot of this is based on the stimulus checks that we received over the last couple of years here. So stick with me on this because this is a great report. Here's what it comes down to. So they did studies on tons and tons of people that received stimulus checks over the last few years. And here's what they found. They found that those people that had $3,000 or more in their checking or savings account, essentially $3,000 in their possession when they received the stimulus checks, they had a very low MPC, marginal propensity to consume. In other words, they saved the money, okay? It took them a very long time to spend that money. Well, here's the thing. That's not what the point was behind the stimulus check. Remember, I've said this before in many videos. The idea behind the stimulus check was they sent us stimulus checks in the form of, ongoing checks or a one-time lump sum payment. And the whole idea was that, behind that was, we were supposed to go out and spend that money quickly. That was the whole reason why they sent the stimulus checks out, is they wanted us to spend it. They did not want us to save it. That was the whole, opposite approach of the stimulus checks. They did not want that money saved. Well, what they found from this study is that, like I said, those people that had $3,000 or more in their possession, as in a checking account, in a savings account, whatever it happened to be, those people spent the money very, very slowly, if at all, and they mostly just saved the money. Whereas the other side of the coin showed that those people that had $500 or less in their possession spent the money within 10 days. That's amazing, right? That's exactly what they wanted, okay? That is exactly what the federal government wanted when they passed these stimulus checks, is they wanted us to spend that money, pretty much all of it, right away, okay? Because why? To stimulate the economy. That's why. The economy was, down and out. It wasn't doing so well. There was all the kinds of the shutdowns and things like that. Businesses were closed down. Unemployment was very high. They wanted money to be spent very quickly. That's why they printed up nearly $900 billion, and they sent it out in the form of stimulus checks to us, the American people, so that we could go out and we could stimulate the economy in a big, big way really, really fast. So the whole point behind this report was actually showing that if we wanted a very strong, robust economy going forward, super easy solution. Here's what they said in the report. They said what we could do is send out automatic, ongoing $2,000 checks to low-income people who have a high MPC, again, marginal propensity to consume, because they found with this report that if we give money directly to the people that we know will spend it, we can count on these people to keep the economy afloat and to keep the economy very strong, because we'll give the money to the people that we know for a fact will spend it rather than save it. Do you kind of like this theory? Pretty nice, right? This is so cool. I mean, as I was reading through this report, I thought, this is spot on. This is exactly what people need right now. And again, don't get me wrong, you could save some of the money. They're not saying go out and spend every penny plus $10 more. They're not saying that at all. They're simply saying spending the majority of the money, okay? That's what they're talking about. Not necessarily every penny. You can certainly save some of it, but when it comes down to it, they found that the people that have a very high MPC spend the money very quickly and is doing exactly what the governments want, which is stimulate the economy. Please stimulate the economy and bring this thing back up, because they knew that the economy was struggling. So a pretty amazing report here. And again, if they wanted a very strong, robust economy in virtually any country, not just the United States, but all countries around the globe, this is virtually all that they would really need to do. Forget the high-income people, forget the middle-income people, forget the people that save money. Give it to the low income. Give it to the people that we know will spend it for sure, or at least the vast majority of it, and boom, you've got yourself a strong economy. And again, in this case, they were directly pointing to $2,000 ongoing automatic checks that would just continue to go out every single month. Now again, let me ask you this much. Would $2,000 change your life? By all means, I think we can all probably say, hands down, $2,000 a month, please send it on over. I can certainly find something to do with it, right? I think all of us can probably agree with this. But at the end of the day, let me say this much as well. Is $2,000 really going to be all that life-changing? I mean, yes, it will be, but here's the thing. Everything has gone up so much in price that $2,000 these days doesn't really get you a whole lot anymore. I know a lot of us would look at it and think, $2,000, it'd be like a lot of stuff. It'd be a new place to live. It'd be a new car. It'd be a new house. It'd be all this new things that we need, all the bills paid on time. I can heat the house to the proper temperature. I can cool the house to the proper temperature in the hot months of the year. Yes, all of this would be nice, but guess what? That $2,000 would go very, very fast, especially right now, as in the United States, the average rent across the United States is just under $1,300. Well, that only leaves you with $700 left, okay? You can see here, it's going fast already, right? We also know utility prices are going up a lot. We also know that food is very expensive. So realistically, when it comes down to it, with the average rent being about $1,300, or basically a few dollars less than that as of right now, with basically putting food on the table, covering the utilities, and what else is there? The other necessities, we're basically at $2,000. That's basically what it would cover. So it would basically cover the living expenses of the average household out there right now. And then if you're somebody that maybe is working part-time, maybe you're working full-time, maybe you're a fixed income beneficiary, whatever it happens to be, whatever you're receiving, again, maybe another $900 from fixed income benefits, maybe $1,000, maybe $1,000 from a job or part-time work or something like this, that basically just cover any other additional expenses that we would have ongoing. So realistically, when it comes down to it, yes, $2,000 seems like a lot of money, but when we really start running the numbers on all this, it goes really fast. And again, I don't need to tell you this. You already know this stuff, right? We're all living it right now. Things are very expensive. And again, rents continue to go up. Food prices keep going up. Healthcare costs keep going up. Gas prices keep going up. The cost of a used car, a new car, insurance on your car, it all keeps going up, right? So that $2,000 is quickly being dwindled away. So the point is behind it, at the end of the day, $2,000 for a select group of people that are low income, maybe, 10, 20, 30, 50 million people, it sounds like a lot of money, but at the end of the day, it's really not that much money, and it would not cause inflation. Now, another thing too, of course, it did not talk about it in this report as far as, all this extra money would cause inflation in the economy. Not really. Here's the thing. Inflation is caused when a lot of money is sent out to a lot of people, kind of like what we saw with the stimulus checks, okay? Now, I am not in the camp saying that all this inflation that we're dealing with right now is caused by stimulus checks. I do not believe that. Here's why. We know that over the course of about a 14-month period of time, they printed about $6 trillion. Okay, about $900 billion of that was actually sent out in the form of stimulus checks. So you can't tell me that $900 billion out of $6 trillion total dollars is causing all the inflation. There's just no possible way. That's not how it works, okay? So, anyway, when it comes down to it, if they happen to do something like this, let's just say that they sent out, $2,000 a month for 50 million people. And again, I think the 50 million people would even be very aggressive. I think that'd be a very big number. I think the number would probably be somewhere more along the lines of 20 to 30 million people is realistically probably where it really would be. But again, let's just say in this example, 50 million people every single month would get $2,000. That's not that much money going out, okay? It's not enough money going to enough people to cause widespread inflation. Maybe it causes a little bit of inflation in some areas, or maybe a teeny tiny bit, but for the most part, it's not going to, okay? That's what it really comes down to, is it's not going to cause widespread inflation like what we've been seeing here over the last couple of years. That's not really what it comes down to, because it's simply not enough money. It's certainly not $6 trillion like what we saw over the course of about 14-month period of time, right? So, anyway, thought this was a super interesting report. I love it. This MPC sounds super smart, stuff like that. We don't need to worry about that, what all that is. But my point is, basically what it comes down to, the report simply shows, give the money to the people that we know will spend it fast and that spend the majority of the money quickly on necessities and things like that, and forget about the people that are higher income, middle income, and those people that don't need the money and are just going to save it because that is not fulfilling the need for what everybody needs, which is a strong, robust economy. That's basically what it comes down to. Anyway, very interesting report, but again, another one that we need to tally up and say, this comes as a huge win, showing another report coming out right now showing giving money to the low income on an ongoing monthly basis with automatic checks is actually very sustainable, and it actually works, okay? We've seen so many of these reports over the last couple of years here. I honestly can't even count the number of reports that we've had because I talk about them all the time. These new reports that keep coming out showing ongoing checks for the low income are successful, they're effective, and they work very well. Again, case closed. That's it, right? We know this. We've seen this from all these studies over the last couple of years. Anyway, this is another really good one. This one actually was really, really well done, and I wanted to share with you right here in this video. So again, if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe down below, share the video with your friends, family, social media, and as always, go back and check out any of the other thousands and thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day, leave your comments, questions, and feedback down below, and again, I'll catch you again later in the next